Hi, Trump, Gaza, and biblical prophecy. Christian commentators have said that President Trump's announcement to take over the Palestinian territory of Gaza brings us closer to the rapture and the second coming of Jesus. There is no biblical justification to this position. The default position of many evangelical believers worldwide is pre-millennialism and dispensationalism, the belief that God's plan works in dispensations and Christ will return and resurrect Christians before His millennium, or literal 1,000 years rule on earth, in which Christ will physically reign in Jerusalem as an earthly political leader. Two other competing viewpoints are Amillennialists. They do not believe that there is and will be such a thing as a millennium rule of any kind. And Postmillennialists, who believe that the millennium rule of Christ is going on right now and Christians are reigning as kings on earth. In every one of these positions, it is possible to find loose ends. However, suffice to say that the biblical justification for premillennialism, dispensationalism, and the pre-tribulation rapture is very low. There is not much scriptural backing for premillennialism, making it the weakest position on end times. The key feature of premillennialism is that Christ's reign is a national kingdom on earth with a geographical location, in contrast to many portions of Scripture that depict God's kingdom as spiritual and universal. Premillennialists also believe that in addition to a pre-tribulation rapture, there will be an unveiling of an antichrist after the rapture of the church takes place. While the raptured saints are in heaven, the Antichrist will supposedly establish his earthly kingdom. But after 3.5 years of his reign, the Antichrist will break the covenant he made with the Jews and embark on vicious persecution of them. Premillennialists also believe that Christ will return 7 years after the rapture, right before the Jews are overtaken and destroyed. Christ will then destroy and demolish the Antichrist and his followers, rescue the Jews, and set up his earthly millennial kingdom. Judaism, on the other hand, has its own end time or end of days, different from Christians. The central figure is the Messiah or the Moshiach, a divinely appointed leader who will usher in a new era of peace and justice. He will sit on the throne of David and restore the Temple of Solomon in the same exact place where the Dome of the Rock Mosque is built in Jerusalem today. This will also be marked by the ingathering of the Jewish people. Premillennialism also claims there will be two resurrections, one of the believers and another for unbelievers. It separates the two events by a literal time frame of 1,000 years. The scriptures talk about one resurrection in one breath of both the believers and the unbelievers. Premillennialism also separates the last judgment from the second coming of Christ, but these two events are not dissected in the scriptures. Be informed.